Ever since he was a child, Mohsin decided to have a bouquet of the magical purple flowers. But as he grew up, listening to people around him and his own thoughts, he started believing that it was impossible. He had lost all hope, and by the time he turned 20, he forgot all about the magical purple flowers. He became a fisherman and developed a good daily routine for himself. But on all those evenings, when he would be sitting alone at the edge of a lake or under a tree watching sunset, he would often feel something that he couldn't explain. Even in the bliss of solitude, he felt something missing. An unknown emotion gripped him and he couldn't explain it. He would often try to dismiss this emotion by walking home, meeting a friend, eating a favorite meal, or indulging in some other activity. Then one day, as he was loitering around in a meadow with his friends, he noticed an immensely handsome man. The man had arrived in their village in a big, sparkling red car and was now stepping out to speak to an old man. Mohsin had never seen a man so handsome ever in his life. A man so calm, so brilliant. He walked closer and started observing the man who called himself Daksham. Daksham fascinated him, and all of a sudden, Mohsin wanted to be like him. After he had spoken to the old village man and was walking towards his car, Mohsin rushed towards him and asked, "How can I become like you?" Daksham smiled and putting a hand on his shoulder said, "Find the purple magical flowers." Mohsin's eyes popped wide in bewilderment. A rush of energy surged inside his body and he asked, "Where will I get the purple magical flowers?" Daksham told him to cross the mountains, go into the desert and find a gem-studded silver box. Inside the box was a piece of paper that would tell him the address of the purple magical flowers. By then, something had already shifted inside Mohsin. He walked to his house and told the parents that he won't go for fishing for the next 1 month. His parents were enraged, but he managed to convince them that he was going to get something utterly precious. The next morning, Mohsin left his house and got a horse from his friends to cross the mountains. By sunset, he was at the edge of the desert. He took shelter in an old couple's house who fed him. They revealed to him that it wasn't an easy task to get the box he had set out to find. The box was located in the Valley of Serpents. The box was buried in a dune, surrounding which there were deathly serpents whose bodies were filled with poison. Just one drop of this poison could kill a human in a matter of a few minutes. Mohsin wasn't afraid. He was curious and desperate to become like the handsome man Daksham, that no threat felt dangerous enough to him. He noted the location of the valley and set off the next morning to retrieve the box. By afternoon, he had reached the valley. His flesh was baking hot under the scorching glare of the sun. His throat was drying, his muscles aching. He rummaged through his pouch and pulled out the bottle of water the old woman in the desert had given him and gulped down some water. He put the bottle back and pulled out a tin he had bought before crossing the mountain. From a small pocket in the pouch, he pulled out a box of matchsticks. He tossed the pouch on one side of the dune and walked straight towards the central valley where he supposed the box was buried. Suddenly, something gripped his legs and he tumbled down. He held onto the tin because if he lost that, he would lose his life. He quickly detached and shooed away the serpent. Another came slithering from the valley towards him. He changed his path and started running in a circle around the valley to assess where the serpents were coming from. After deducing that the serpents were crawling from somewhere within the valley, he started doing deeper and deeper into the valley, afraid yet determined. The serpents kept coming and going. He kept shooing them away. He had already covered his legs and feet with special thick wool wraps. and although they were burning his flesh, he had no other way to get the box and save himself too. As he kept going deeper, the valley started to become darker and cooler. The sides of the valley were steep, and the farther he went, the more slippery it got under his shoes. At one point, he couldn't hold back his balance, and he found himself slipping straight into what seemed like a spiraling tunnel. With a thud, he fell down on the floor of what looked like a cave. Unlike the rest of the desert above, the cave was cool. Somewhere inside, the water was flowing, because he could hear a sound. Suddenly, his eyes fell upon a giant statue. With its palms extended forward, the statue was holding a box. It looked like the exact box that Daksham had told him about, except that on the front wall of the box there was an empty diamond-shaped cup, as if someone had pulled out a gem from it. He walked to the statue and picked up the box. But the box wouldn't open. Maybe I need this missing diamond-shaped thing to open the box. As he turned around, he noticed a giant, extremely giant serpent poking its head out of a water pond somewhere. Its body was glistening like metallic grey silver. But what was stunning was something that he saw in its eye. Inside the sneering eye of the serpent was a glittering red gemstone in the shape of a diamond. He instantly understood that this was the same diamond that was missing from the box. He needed that red diamond to open the box. But how? The serpent was venomous, and so big it could gobble him up in seconds. He needed to bring that serpent out of the water first of all. With terror pulsing in his veins, Mohsin walked closer to the serpent, trying to lure him. When the serpent was enticed and was about to gobble him up, he started walking farther. Following him, the serpent came out of the water. At this point, half of its body was inside water and half outside. Mohsin knew what to do. He flanked open the tin, spilled the oil, and ignited the matchsticks to set fire. The serpent burned in the fire, and out of its embers, Mohsin collected the red diamond, placed it on the wall of the box. The box opened. Inside was a scroll of paper. He unspooled the scroll. Printed on the paper was the message, "Where the childhood resides, but it's a lie." Mohsin felt disappointed. He had expected to read the address of the magical purple flowers. After wandering here and there, he returned home, resumed his fishing job, and became even more depressed than he was before seeing the handsome man Daksham. One day, when he returned home from fishing, his parents were flipping through his childhood albums. They called him to join, but he shrugged them away and went straight into his room and tossed on the bed. As the murmurs of his parents' voices reached his ears, a spark crossed his eyes. They were talking about his childhood. His childhood resided in these albums, but it was a lie. He got excited and rushed outside his room to take a look at the albums. His mother flipped through a page in the album that uncovered a photo where he was making a painting of a fish in his notebook. He had always loved to paint, but as he grew up, he forgot about his passion because there wasn't an art school in their village. The next evening, after fishing, he didn't return home. He sat at the edge of the lake and started making a painting of the fishes that were still swimming in the river. As he painted them in a notebook, he felt a newfound passion in him, reigniting. Every day since that day, he would make a painting each day, sometimes working on the same painting for multiple days. By the end of the month, he had a collection of paintings in his room. He went to the market and asked a handicrafts shop owner whether he could buy and sell those for him to people. He agreed. Within the next 1 year, he became rich, and within 5 years, he moved to the city. One day, he returned to the village in a car and spoke to an old man about giving away money for building an art school in the village. The man said there was already an art school built up and he could donate money for that. While he was walking away towards his car, a young boy came to him and asked how he could become like him. Mohsin answered, "Find the magical purple flowers."